you guys need some cheap and reliable coins, man, check out my sponsor, AOEAH.com, for the cheapest coins on the market, man. Use code BREE for 3% off your order. What's up, everybody? We're back here with another video for you guys today. I will be bringing you guys a budget video for you guys today. I know you guys have been enjoying some of the videos, the top 10s and stuff like that. So I thought it's about time we bring you guys at least a budget video. We are running a Patrick Mahomes or a card of your choosing giveaway for you guys. We'll be deciding that on Friday morning for you guys. So if you guys haven't entered that video, go check out my free Patrick Mahomes video so you guys can be entered for the rules and stuff like that. Now let's go ahead and go over it. I went in with the budget. I went in with a little bit more. Went from 100 to 150 to 200K. Now we're going to go to 250. I'm not going to. Some cards I won't include because you will have to power some of the cards up. I would have included some of those, but you're going to be spending way more coins to power them up. So let's talk about the best cards to. That's under budget cards under around 250 to around 300. I think the maximum right now I think it's 250. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get my other tab up because that's kind of hard for me to do it both in mirror just for you guys. So let's talk about the offense. I will have some kind of recommendations, just Richard depends. Now let's talk with the offensive line. Left tackles, I'm going to go with Tyron Smith mainly. Oh, I probably messed it up. Tyron Smith mainly because of, I think when it comes to your tackles, it doesn't really matter the overall. As long as you have secure protector, edge protector, that's all kind of you need. Now you can just get somebody else to get something for 0 AP along with your edge protector and 0 protector. That'll be fine. But I think for right now, you can even go someone like with a 90 overall. It can be like 80, like maybe 80, 90K. But you want to at least have somebody to run blocking and pass blocking, at least someone in the 90s. So I think Tyron Smith would be a nice one. I think Lincoln is actually pretty good. Lincoln was going for about 90K-ish. So I do think, like I said, when it comes to your inside presence, if you can get someone for post up for 0 AP, secure protector, or nasty streak, but none of those cards for budget wise are available right now for you guys. So that's why I kind of want to recommend some of those guys because they're not in your price range at this point of the year. Center, I'm going to go with David Andrews. Now I'm not going to include, and let me repeat, I'm not going to include free cards because some people don't have the opportunity to get free cards like Rob Gronkowski and Deion Sanders. I'm not going to include cards like Warwick Dunn and Quan Bolden. These are cards that you can actually buy with coins. Do I recommend you use free cards? Yes, but some people don't actually want to grind some stuff at during months. So David Andrews probably saying, why are you putting an 84 overall elite card? He will be getting by the time you guys are seeing this, and this was going for kind of like future proofing. David Andrews will have 0 AP post up for Gridiron Guardians Part 2 that's dropping tomorrow. Well, probably, tomorrow. So by the time you guys are seeing it, he will get 0 AP post up. So that's be a really solid card for you guys to pick up. You can't pick him up for free, but this is a card I think you guys should add to your team if you don't have the Jay Heisenberg card. Right guard, we're going to go with Mr. Jenkins here. A solid right guard from the stocking stuffers around 60K. Right tackle, I'm going to go with Evan Neal, Giants from the playoff promo around the 100K mark. So for right now, we spent about 384K. As you guys can see the top right of your screen for PlayStation, Xbox around, it's sometimes close. PC is a whole lot more, but I'm mainly going to be the PlayStation because that's the main console that I play on. Tight end, if you don't have Gronk, I do recommend Taysom Hill picking up. I think he's still one of the best tight ends in the game besides Gronk, but he still fries, especially with the free short in or short out. Really solid. Now for an honorable mention, I go with the recent card that just came out, Zach Gentry. I was gonna put Dallas Goedert if you want to go with Dallas Goedert. They're about similar. He has like 4 more inches, no homo, on him. So I think a really solid card. We spent 777,000. Oh man, that's a lot of coins, man. That's a lot. Wide receivers, I went ahead and receivers, you're gonna spend a lot of your coins, guys. Keep that in mind. I went ahead and recommend Herman Moore, Big Herm. Really good, under 250 as of right now. Keep in mind, you also can pick up some more cheaper cards as we progress more through the year, more promos, stuff like that. So keep that in mind too. Another receiver I will also recommend is Plaxico Burress. Really good as well. Your slot receiver should be CD Lamb, which is a really, I think I probably messed that up as well. CD Lamb. Honorable mentions, if you want to get maybe 1 or 2 of these guys, you want to go more of a cheaper options, you can go with Quez Watkins, which is actually a really nice, good card as well. Right there. Quez Watkins, 93 overall. I think he has base 96 speed. Also, you can go with, what was his name? Christian Watkins. Where is he at? Christian Watson. Yeah, so really, really solid card as well. Base was at 94 base speed. So if you want to go more of a cheaper options, you can go with these guys. Running backs, you do have Warwick Dunn. So keep that in mind. You do have Warwick Dunn. But if you don't, I do recommend Marshawn Lynch, ladies and gentlemen. You have Eric Dickerson. It was somebody else that was on this list that I felt like it wasn't really worth adding for the ability wise. I think Marshall Lynch would probably be a nice solid budget option. He does get Bruiser for 0 AP, which is really, really big. I think Kenneth Walker was on this list for goal line back. You can, but I think some of you guys are probably like Marshawn Lynch and stuff like that. You can't put Kenneth Walker on here. I think Marshawn might be a little bit more. I'll probably go with Marshawn. Honorable mention, we'll go with Mr. Patterson here, base 94 speed, under 200K. Keep that in mind. I guess I can make these guys net. Actually, no, you can't actually do some of those. I think let's just say with that, I would probably recommend quarterback Patterson, truly my personal opinion. Quarterback wise, this is my opinion when it comes to quarterbacks. You don't really want to cheat with your quarterback. You want to spend the best you can do, get the best abilities, and whoever fits your play style. It really truly depends on what you want to run, but I think for everybody, I think the best one is going to be the 95 overall Tom Brady, which goes for under 250. Get some Gunslinger for free. You can get Set Feed Lee. I think Hot Rod Master, probably Fearless. You can really rock out and really this Tom Brady, unless you got the one for the tribute one. Quarterback 2, under still, I think is this comparing it to everyone else. Aaron Rodgers, I think under for 150. I think still has some some really good solid abilities, some solid stats as well. Still with the best release. Fullback, we don't care too much about fullback. I mean, most of you guys don't really usually guys cheat anyway. If you guys go at fullback, you guys have Larry Zonka. Now, let's talk about the defense. Now, defense is where it's a little bit tricky, but I think you guys can still maybe solid with this. We'll talk about the secondary. I'm going to go with Julius Peppers. I think Peppers is also a solid one as well to have on your team. It was somebody that was around this price for 250, but I don't know who. It was Ronnie Lott. I think Sean Taylor. This Keanu Neal. This card is actually pretty good as well too. Like it's actually a card I do want to recommend too. Justin Simmons is a good one. It's a really good one. But I do think Peppers being up top, him being 6'7", you deep out zone. You also get pick artists. Definitely worth, I think, picking up to your team, especially if you're on a budget. Backup. Man, it is crazy. I think I had, you know what's crazy? I put Steve Atwater on here. 94 speed compared to everybody else. Maybe Justin Simmons. You're going to need the speed, but it's... What is his abilities? Let me see. This is new to me. Tackle Supreme, pick artist. You need deep out there. I'll put Keanu near for now. I'll put Keanu in here. I think solid as well too. 6'1", 94 speed, 96 XL. I had what's his name? Steve Atwater, but I just put Keanu in here. I forgot about him. Safety wise, strong safety. I'm gonna go with John Lynch. Really good card. Gets pick artist. Also gets the deep out. I could be wrong, but could get the deep out zone. Deep out zone also gets the pick artist. So you'll be spending a total of 2, which I think might be worth it, or just go with Crusher, which is really, really good as well. Backup recommendations. Darren Woodson. I think this is the only legend I think I've really put on here because I think you can still get him for under 200K. Well, not 250, because if you power him up, I think you'll be perfectly okay. Being around the budget, you'll be perfectly fine for when it comes to having Darren Woodson. I had him, he was really good. It was like a plethora of safety that was coming out, and he's got outdated pretty quickly. Corner wise, I'm going to go with Charles Woodson. I'm going to recommend Charles Woodson if you get him for under the 250 mark. Use deep out, deep route, and pick artist for 0. Another corner, Calvin Johnson, really good as well, under for 250. Another one is Diggs, Trevon Diggs, if you can somehow pick him up for under 200K. If you don't want to pay for these guys, Derek Stingley also comes out tomorrow. You can also get Fabian, which is actually, I think, is a nice solid card, 96 base speed, 6 foot solid height. And was it Armani Owie? That's how you spell his name? Almani, I could be wrong. Yeah, this Richard just came out this week. 95 speed, 6'2". So if you don't want to spend the extra 200K, maybe you can put him over Diggs. To be honest, so you could probably add him to the mix. Have him as your slot corner. He does have some height on him. He's always played really, really good and much for me when I used to test him out. Now let's talk about your pass rushers, your edge rushers. Now, when it comes to your pass rush, you don't actually have to buy you need 2 of them for your specialists. You can use it right outside, left outside, right outside, right in, left in, right. You can mix it up depending on how you want to do it, guys. So this pick 2, I just put 4 recommendations that I would pick. For your budget, I'm gonna go with Lawrence Taylor, which he's bound to probably end up getting an Ultimate Legend this weekend. I'm gonna go with LT going for around 100K. Left outside linebacker, I'm gonna go with Matthew Judon. I think the Judon card is actually really good. I'm glad he's underpriced, a little bit more affordable for some of you guys. I think Matthew Judon definitely should be a card you should definitely pick up. Right in, I'm gonna go Cameron Wake. I think Cam Wake, like I said, if you don't want to pay for it and you can't get Cam Jordan, I think Cam would be a solid one as well. Right in, I'm gonna go with John. Was it John Franklin? Oh, excuse me. He gets the edge threat double nothing combo for cheap as well. Really nice solid card. D tackles. I want to go with was it Jonathan Jeffrey Simmons? I'm sorry, Jeffrey Simmons. I think it's a really nice solid card to have as well. Get inside stuff. It's a big body. I always recommend inside stuff. If you want to go with some pass rush stuff, that's up to you. But I think with the quad father and Derrick Henry stuff, you're going to need some help stopping the run. I think another budget one is going to be Jordan Davis. I went through the cards. Really good. 6'6", 89 speed. Got the weight. I think Jordan Davis would be a nice solid one. So I'm not really care too much about the punter and kicker. That's really up to you. User wise, you guys are going to need some users. So once again, I do think you can use someone. I think probably a nice solid one will be Cameron Curl, that is currently coming out tomorrow. He's getting a new card, 95 speed. I think that's a card you probably should pick up for your user. Now, when it comes to the users, you do have it's really tough. You do have people like Cam Chancellor. You do have people like Steve Atwater you can use for your team. Rashawn Jenkins, I think, is a really good one as well. It really does come down to, I really went with Rashawn Jenkins. You can go with Troy Polamalu. It's really tough to recommend some of these cards because they're so good. And hype matters. I think pick cards is something you really going to need. But I do think this is something that you guys can actually use and benefit that's on your team. So, so far it's about 5.23 million coins. Once again, if you're starting out a team, this is what I kind of recommend. You probably can do some tweaks and turns. It's up to you. Everyone has different styles. Now, if we was to remove some of these guys, keep that in mind. You would spend a little bit more because you're going to have to run a theme team, probably. Middle linebackers cost you a little bit more. Just pick up some random guys. And you guys will have free cards anyway, so you would not technically spend 5 million coins, but you will probably end up being maybe around that 2 to 3 range if you was to buy this list. Now, if we was to take away some of the honorable mentions, let's just say you ain't got to spend that much on a pass rusher. Let's just say if we just went with, let's just say we got rid of CD Lamb and we move. Hold on, can I delete the card, man? Let's move Quay Watkins up. And we can delete Christian Watkins. Let's remove Rodgers. Let's remove. I mean, you will need extra tight ends, but let's just remove Gentry. You will need extra backup. So we're about 4.4 defense. Let's remove LT. Let's remove Cameron Wake. I'm just using an example. You probably end up needing the last safety anyway. You're going to spend around roughly, guys. Let's just really be honest. I mean, you want to take away some of the honorable mentions. Hell, you gonna spend a little bit of bread. You gonna spend a little bit of bread because you need at least 2 in the box with you. So you gonna spend some bread. You gonna spend a little bit, maybe 3.7. That's not bad, truly. Just to think about it, if you want a budget theme team video to run, it's up to you. But that's just something that you guys can actually rock out with. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I am out. Peace.